woman who used to be part of the Amish community explains how she survived years of sexual abuse.
And we're live in Des Moines for the Iowa caucuses. We'll explain how they work and what it means for the 2020 campaign.
Plus, Wisconsin leaders are recognizing the start of Black History Month, and there's another dispute about who should be recognized.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us tonight. An ex-Amish woman is fighting to bring awareness about a dark secret happening in the Amish community.
Well, most people think of the Amish as a simple keep-to-themselves community. Jamie Perez spoke to a woman who shares her horrifying truth about what's been happening for years. Jamie?
Well, doing this story was even difficult because the Amish are not accustomed to modern technology, so I couldn't get some of them to go on camera, but I did get many of the details in this story confirmed verbally about the sexual abuse happening in Amish communities. And this is just one woman's story.
People think of the peaceful, gentle folk and this sort of idyllic society where there are no problems and everything is safe and beautiful. I was molested quite a bit as a child by various people.
Tora Bontrager said she was 5 years old when her uncle Enos Bontrager touched her inappropriately.
I knew something was very wrong about it, but I didn't have the words or knowledge about how to identify that.
After years of being sexually abused by numerous people in the Amish community, Bontrager said she left at just 11 years old.
The toughest part about it was figuring out how to survive in the outside world, figuring out how to successfully escape.
She said because of the statute of limitations, nothing happened when she reported this to police. But her uncle pled guilty this morning at the Columbia County Courthouse to several counts of sexual assault brought on by another one of her uncle's victims. But Bontrager says this is just one story.
Because of the isolation and the separation from the outside world, that creates a perfect environment, a perfect situation for abuse to flourish. And the Amish also have this sort of agreement with law enforcement, with the outside, that we take care of our own problems.
Bontrager says she knows hundreds of women this has happened to and continues to happen to because of the system in place.
Both parties have to go before the church and confess about what happened, and the victim, the female victim, has to ask the male perpetrator for forgiveness for having tempted him.
So it's the woman's fault?
It's the woman's fault, absolutely. And the women are also warned not to report to the police, to outside authorities, and if they do, they're going to be excommunicated by the church.
Bontrager says most women don't report it because they're scared of losing everything they've ever known. And this makes it easy for predators to keep getting away with it.
We cannot just keep looking the other way and say, oh, there's nothing we can do about it, because we can do something about it.
Bontrager has started a nonprofit to help victims of sexual assaults in Amish communities. If you would like to know how you can help, there is a link to her website on Channel3000.com.
Jamie Perez reporting. Now, Jamie, thank you.
Sure.
Colder temperatures are moving in. Let's check your first alert forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Well, yesterday we set a record high temperature of 51 in Madison. Today, not quite as mild. We were closer to 40 degrees, but on Doppler track, you can see things are very quiet around here. We have some clouds moving in, but just a few flakes of snow up in far northern Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan are falling apart. A couple of rain showers down to our south, and in between, not much going on, but our snowpack is starting to shrink. That's going to make a difference in keeping our temperatures at least close to normal. So while we'll see a shift in winds to the northeast, look for temperatures to drop into the middle 20s by tomorrow morning, and high temperatures tomorrow will only reach the upper 20s with a mix of clouds and a little bit of sunshine. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes some chances for snow as we head later on this week.
Madison police have arrested a man who may have fired a gun into a snowbank in the parking lot of a club on the east side. Police responded to a number of disturbances in the Voodoo nightclub parking lot around bar time Sunday morning. While trying to get people to go home, police heard a gunshot and the crowd scattered. Witnesses got a license plate number from the car the suspect fled in, and officers were able to track down 30-year-old Jairo Morales Castaneda. They recovered a BB gun from his car and a magazine from a real handgun. Milwaukee police say they haven't made any arrests in the killing of a pregnant woman over the weekend. Police say the death of Annie Sandifer is ongoing, and authorities are still trying to determine a motive. She was shot and killed on board a party bus. She was rushed to the hospital but did not survive. Doctors delivered her baby by emergency C-section. The baby is in stable condition but was delivered very premature at 26 weeks.
A new Wisconsin Policy Forum report shows the average Wisconsin ACT score is declining slightly at 19.6 as compared to an average score of 20 back in the 2014-2015 school year. Wisconsin Public Radio reporting that bigger issues noted in the study are poor scores in each subject and gaps between white and black students. 35% of white students met the ACT's math benchmark, and only 3.9% of black students met those requirements. The largest gap between black and white students was in reading. 42% of white students meeting the benchmark, only 8.7% of black students. UW Health is expanding its travel history questions related to coronavirus. They initially were asking patients in emergency rooms and urgent care clinics if they had traveled to Wuhan, China. Well, now, based on CDC recommendations, they will ask patients if they've traveled anywhere in mainland China recently. UW Health has not identified any cases of coronavirus, but they say if a patient was suspected to have the virus, they would be immediately masked and isolated in a private exam room.
Tonight's caucuses in Iowa are nothing like voters in Wisconsin have seen before.
And the results we'll get tonight will be like nothing anyone has seen before. Amy Reed joins us now. She's live in Des Moines to explain what we'll see tonight. Amy?
There are a few changes this year to the Democratic caucuses, and we'll mostly see those in the results. The rest will work pretty much like it normally does, like this practice caucus at Drake University here in Des Moines. When caucus goers walk in the door, they'll say who they're for. That's called the first alignment. Then they'll gather in groups supporting candidates or stay uncommitted. Any group that's smaller than 15% of the people there will have to disperse and pick someone else. That's called the second alignment. For the first time, the Democratic Party will release those numbers. Normally, they just release a state delegate equivalence based off the second alignment. Still, this will be a very lively and unique process, as the chair of the Wisconsin Democratic Party can attest.
In 2016, I came to Iowa as an observer in the caucuses, and the caucus location where I was watching, it came down to a coin flip. I actually was live streaming it on Twitter at the time, and it wound up on national news that night. It was a wild thing to see, but frankly, that's democracy in action, and it was a reminder that even a single vote can make a huge difference.
The Republican process is a little different, and it is happening tonight, though there isn't much competition for President Donald Trump. The Trump family is spread out across Iowa to talk to caucus goers at events tonight, and canvassers are out today to make sure people remember that it's not just about the field of Democrats. Now, with the change in results on the Dem side, we'll be able to see who is pulling in those second choice votes a little bit more easily, but there's also the possibility that 3 different candidates could spin victory tonight. After all, it really is about the momentum coming out of Iowa.
All right, Amy Reed live in Des Moines, and the caucuses begin at 7 o'clock. Amy will have more live updates on the Democratic frontrunners. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
The spring primary election is about 2 weeks away, and DOT officials are reminding people who do not have an ID to start the process of getting one. A driver's license is the most common ID used for voting purposes, but there's a list of other options, including a passport. We have a link to that list on channel3000.com, along with instructions on getting a license from your nearest DMV location. The February 18th primary election will decide which Supreme Court justice candidates make it on the ballot for the spring election. Wisconsin's presidential primary election will also be held that day, and that is April 7th. Starting today, you can vote in person absentee at your local public library. Next week, Monday, you can also vote at various locations on the UW-Madison, Madison College, and Edgewood College campuses. You can find voting locations and times on the city clerk's website, cityofmadison.com/clerk.
The new at 6 U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin of Wisconsin has announced she's bringing a grain and dairy farmer with her to President Trump's State of the Union address tomorrow. Les Danielson's from Cadott. He's been farming for 30 years. He's concerned about the future of agriculture for his children and family as trade wars and tariffs cause more hardship. According to a Farm Bureau report out last week, Wisconsin lost 10% of its dairy farms last year alone. Wisconsin leaders are recognizing the start of Black History Month. The Wisconsin Legislative Black Caucus, Governor Evers, Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, and other community groups participated in a kickoff event. This was at the Capitol today. Right right now there's a dispute over who should be recognized during Black History Month. Republican Representative Scott Allen of Waukesha has introduced a resolution that honors white abolitionists as well as 4 former slaves. Black legislators have criticized him for not consulting with them before putting the resolution together.
I hope that we are all honoring our ancestors, honoring those who came before us, to make sure that our communities are places of equitable opportunity.
Black lawmakers have introduced their own legislation honoring 14 prominent black people, including the late Kobe Bryant. Last year, the GOP rejected black legislators' attempt to include Wisconsin-born Colin Kaepernick's name in a resolution.
Next at 6, a heartwarming Super Bowl commercial is bringing nationwide attention and donations to the UW School of Veterinary Medicine.
We'll share how Scout's story is inspiring big-name companies to make a difference. Stay with us.
When we say every Culver's Butterburger is cooked to order, here's what we mean.
Could I get a Butterburger?
The Culver's Deluxe, please.
Ketchup, mustard, pickle, and onion?
Craig Culver, I'm going to cook for you. Follow me.
I would love
Come on there. Fresh beef.
It looks great.
And we're looking for that nice sear, just like we got right here. That's where that great steak flavor comes from.
Totally fresh, made to order, the way you want it.
Searing it to perfection is really cool to see that.
Welcome to Delicious.
Our big pet care sale is going on now at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. We're your animal experts with great deals on a massive selection of pet food, supplies, and more. Get an instant $10 Farm and Fleet gift card when you buy select large bags of Hill's Science Diet dog or cat food. $5 off select large bags of Taste of the Wild dog food. Save 25% on select dog and cat toys. And select Farm and Fleet bird food and suet is half off. Don't miss our big pet care sale going on now at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Built for your next adventure, it's the 2020 Subaru Crosstrek Premium at Don Miller. With symmetrical all-wheel drive, the Crosstrek has vehicle dynamics control and EyeSight driver assist technology. Lease the Crosstrek Premium, $239 per month plus tax, 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, $1939 due at signing. Get all-wheel drive plus MPG. The 2020 Crosstrek Premium at Don Miller Subaru, West on Odana or East Side, High Crossing Boulevard, Madison.
Don Miller. Rescue organization Wisconsin Wild Care is looking for volunteers to foster wildlife babies. The group takes in orphaned baby raccoons, squirrels, rabbits, and more, and raises them until they're able to make it on their own in the wild. Volunteer Tom Manley says the large need is evident in how many animals come into Dane County Humane Society's Wildlife Center.
I actually volunteered for them for many years, and we started back 12, 15 years ago. We were taking in 500 animals a year. They're now taking in 4,500 animals a year. So they don't have any more capacity, and so we're trying to help them take in some of the animals.
If you would like to help, there's a large need for baby raccoon homes. You can find information about foster home orientation classes on Wisconsin Wild Care's Facebook page. During the Super Bowl, the nation heard about the impact the University of Wisconsin School of Veterinary Medicine made by treating a golden retriever's cancer.
And now Scout's family is giving back. Gabriella Becerra shares how a 30-second Super Bowl spot is bringing attention to Madison.
Hi, I'm Scout, and I'm a lucky dog.
Scout's story of beating cancer touched hearts around the world. Now donations and outreach are pouring into the UW School of Veterinary Medicine.
I'm alive thanks to a cutting-edge program at the University of Wisconsin School of Veterinary Medicine.
WeatherTech's commercial encouraged companies like Petco and State Farm to donate up to hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It's really humbling to be a part of such an incredible effort like this and to have our school here at the University of Wisconsin-Madison featured on a stage this large.
One of Scout's doctors, Dr. David Vale, says these donations will make a difference in the effort to cure cancer in pets.
Not only will it help us purchase newer and advanced equipment, perhaps attract more world-class faculty to help us develop new cancer treatments, and to try novel approaches to treating cancer.
We have a world-renowned organization here locally that is making such headway in terms of research, and they really do need the help.
Local organization ZARS Promise donated $15,000 to the school in December and says Scout's story will encourage others to step in.
We want to inspire hope, just as Scout inspired hope.
Cancer in dogs is very common, but as Scout proves, there are therapies out there.
Our goal, even with aggressive cancer, is not necessarily to cure the cancer, but to turn it into a chronic disease where we have a really good quality of life for many months or years if cure is not a possibility.
The university is waiting to announce how much was raised from the commercial as donations are still being made. If you would like to donate, we will have a link to WeatherTech on our website, channel3000.com.
That was the thing I was waiting for in the first half. I was waiting for that commercial because I knew it was coming. Great story. Gabby, thank you.
Coming up in sports, the Badgers take on the Golden Gophers later this week. We'll hear from a handful of Wisconsin players who are Minnesota natives about how they're feeling ahead of the border battle.
The temperatures will move back towards February normals after quite the warm-up over the weekend. Gary will have your first alert forecast next.
More help with your laundry at the laundry cleanup sale now at the Brothers Maine. Save time and money with the latest in laundry from Whirlpool, Maytag, and Amana. Maine means more with free delivery on washer-dryer pairs and our risk-free 30-day price and satisfaction guarantee, so you'll be 100% confident with your purchase. That's why we're the More store. It's the laundry cleanup sale with more selection, more savings, and more help with your laundry. Only at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
He's thinking recliner, you're thinking sofa. It's okay. Everyone wins at the President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture. 25% off unadvertised items and sale items marked down even more. This sofa for just $398. This bed just $298 with base. This Sealy Posturepedic mattress for only $394. And did you know you get free shipping with no minimum? And most items can be in your home in a week. Plus pay no interest for 4 years. The President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Honk, honk, yes! Woohoo!
I don't mean to be nosy, but why are you so excited?
I'm on my way to get an oil change.
An oil change?
At Meineke, they not only replace my oil and top off my fluids, they also rotate my tires for free.
That does sound pretty awesome.
It is!
Maybe I should do that too.
Join the Meineke Rewards program to earn points for the dollars you spend. Receive free roadside assistance with select oil change packages. Go to Meineke.com to sign up today.
Winter in Wisconsin means snow, blustering winds, and sub-zero temperatures. Will your insulation keep your home warm? Frank Construction can always help. We're your roofing and insulation pros. We'll find cracks and air pathways in your insulation that are letting in the icy cold and hindering your comfort. With our thermal imaging and cutting-edge insulation techniques, you'll be sure that your home will be warm and energy efficient for many years to come. Visit frankconstruction.com today and prepare your home for the long winter.
All right then, why do professional builders and remodelers choose Nuns? Seems to be reason number 151, which must be Nuns Boutique Selections. And maybe the big box prices? Ah yeah, best of both worlds. Just like at the big box. Oh, maybe not. So why should you choose Nuns? Isn't it obvious? Nuns, kitchen, bath, and flooring.
After a long cloudy period, we had some sunshine and warmer temperatures that brought us a record high temperature yesterday. In fact, yesterday, the high temperature in Madison hit 51 degrees. That broke the old record high temperature of 47 set back in 1987. But what's of some interest is the fact that now there are only 4 days in Madison's history where the temperature has never reached 50 degrees. That was one of them, and so that has gone by the wayside. But January 14th, the record high temperature is 48 degrees. The 19th, January 30th, and February 1st, 21st, all of those have a record high temperature of 47 degrees. Every other day, the temperature has hit at least 50 at some point in Madison's history. 3 things you need to know about the forecast. Temperatures will be near normal, but we'll see a little more cloud cover over the next couple of days. High temperatures upper 20s, then some light snow Wednesday night, and the Thursday could bring up some minor accumulations, and there's a chance for some flurries on Friday, but temperatures will still remain very close to normal. In fact, yesterday we had that high temperature of 51 degrees. We dropped into the mid-20s last night, but we were close to 40 today. Over the next 48 hours, though, our temperatures will be much closer to normal. We'll go drop below freezing in the next few hours and then stay below freezing all the way probably through the end of the week, and we'll even see some wind chills that could drop into the single digits by early on Wednesday morning. The weather pattern across the Pacific Ocean becoming more active. We continue to see a strong cold front between a lot of cold air in the Gulf of Alaska and mild weather that's basically off from north of the Hawaiian Islands to the California coast. This will set up an active storm track across much of the country, dividing colder weather in the western part of the country to warmer weather in the eastern part of the country. And usually for the Midwest, that means that we'll see some increasing chances for precipitation. Now, the clouds we have coming in tonight aren't bringing anything, but the next chance of flurries and light snow out to the west will probably reach us Wednesday night into Thursday. And as we take a look at high temperatures over the next 10 days, they're going to remain very close to the average of 28 to 30 over that time period. It's just slightly above normal, but still just by a few degrees. And the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook continues to show cold air out west. Highest probabilities of below normal temperatures centered over Wyoming. The highest probability of above normal temperatures down toward Florida. So in between, that's where we are, and that would set up an active storm track, keeping precipitation above normal. And as we take a look at future track, you can see we'll see periods of clearing, periods of clouds over the next couple of days. Really isn't going to amount to very much, but as we head into Wednesday night and Thursday, then another system could bring us some light snow Wednesday night into Thursday, and then probably taper to flurries late in the day on Thursday. One of the computer models shows perhaps about 3 to 4 inches of snow from Madison toward the south and east, with lesser amounts to the north and west. The other computer model shows the heavier snow more over southeastern Wisconsin, with maybe an inch or 2 over southern Wisconsin. So for tomorrow, look for cloudy skies, no snow in the forecast, some sun mixed in as well, so we'll call it variably cloudy skies with a high of 29, and the 7 to 10-day forecast keeps temperatures pretty close to average. Highest snow chances Wednesday night into Thursday, Sunday, and then again from Monday night into Tuesday and Thursday of next week.
Well, Brad Davison will be back on the court this Wednesday just in time to play in his home state. The story next in sports.
News 3 Now First Alert Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hey, Dutch boy, show me Mocha Red.
Okay.
Does it have a smooth, durable finish?
Yes, and it's 50% more stain resistant.
You still talking to Dutch boy?
Dutch boy, show me Sleepy Purple.
Okay.
Oh, would you look at that?
That's better.
He'll still help us paint, right?
With Dutch Boy's quality paint and Menards expert service, you can twist off to something great.
Right now at Menards, get 11% off everything, including Dutch Boy paint.
We're here at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, where we're highlighting some unique playing styles.
Yeah, Jerry. Take Marge and Carol here. They're sure having fun. And notice what appears to be a lucky troll dial on this machine.
Oh, and look, that's the famous bingo card tap. That one always brings good luck.
And check out the form on this pull. That's gotta be a lucky bracelet.
Looks like you got your own lucky bracelet.
What bracelet?
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Come to the circus.
See the elephants, tigers, dogs, and all the fun to be had at the Shrine Circus. Enjoy the magnificent elephants while you still can and make memories for a lifetime. Bring the family one and all to the Shrine Circus.
Come to the circus, the biggest show in town.
The number of uninsured Americans rising. The cost of prescription drugs rising. The threat to people with pre-existing conditions rising. The good news? So is support for the one candidate who'll do something about it. As mayor, Mike Bloomberg helped expand coverage for 700,000 people, including hundreds of thousands of kids. As president, he'll lower drug costs and ensure everyone without coverage can get it. That's a promise. And unlike him, Mike actually keeps his.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
If you ever find yourself in a negotiation, one that involves you or your family being injured, you'll want a good law firm on your side. One who will not blink. Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Hi everyone, it looks like our brief warm-up is over. Hattie's tracking temperatures dropping back below freezing in the forecast.
And we'll have all the results and reaction from the Iowa caucuses and what it means going forward.
See you Tuesday morning starting at 4:30.
Madison now done with his one-game suspension, just in time to head to his home state of Minnesota. The Badgers at the barn on Wednesday for the border battle. And he's not the only one that's going to get a less than warm welcome. There are 4 other Wisconsin players from Minnesota, including Nate Reavers and Tyler Wall. And Wall said today he wasn't sure what to expect quite yet. He's a true freshman, so he hasn't played there in his career so far. But the veterans know that Davison especially will have the attention of the haters.
It's going to be a lot of boos for him and Nate, especially 2 guys that are coming from there, and they play a lot of minutes.
It's tough, but, I mean, I've been there enough times now to where it's not. I mean, it's every place on the road is tough. You know, it's the nature of the Big Ten, it's the nature of college basketball, but it's really just about, you know, taking the reps the day before, you know, that focus and getting ready for the game.
Now, a guy that knows a little bit about playing in Minnesota, Alondo Tucker. We chatted with the interim assistant coach today, and he said those kinds of atmospheres should get the guys fired up and excited to silence the crowd. And in order to keep up that energy they brought at the win over Michigan State, they just got to stay consistent.
Whatever they ate, eat the same thing, how you slept, sleep the same way. It's no magic pill. I think it's everybody, again, sticking together, sticking to the principles and fighting to the end, fighting for each other. And, you know, having to understand what our principles is every time we step on the court about what we do to get a chance to win. How do we put ourselves in that seat to be able to get a win? And I think the guys, we've made some big wins on the road. We've had some true road wins, so I think they understand that they can win on the road, and it's all about confidence, and we have to keep these guys understanding that they can go in and play with anybody, and I think that's what this Michigan State win did for them.
On the women's team, freshman Sydney Hilliard earning Big Ten Freshman of the Week honors. The former Monroe cheesemaker averaged 15.5 points and 8.5 rebounds in 2 games this past week. The Badgers lost in overtime at Indiana, where she put up a career-high 23 points, but they did beat Illinois yesterday, and they'll host Minnesota on Thursday night. Add another Bucks player to the All-Star Weekend festivities in a few weeks. Frankie, I know you're excited about this one. Pat Connaughton has reportedly accepted an invite to the dunk contest. Giannis was the last Milwaukee player to partake in the very popular competition back in 2015. So far, the other contestants will be Aaron Gordon, Derrick Jones Jr., and Dwight Howard, making age look like nothing here. The Chiefs still reeling in their Super Bowl win. The mayor of Kansas City already promising the biggest victory parade in the Midwest. Patrick Mahomes made his appearance at Disney, but what did head coach Andy Reid do after his first Super Bowl title as head coach?
I didn't really sleep last night. But I didn't spend it with a trophy. Well, I did. I spent it with my trophy wife. How's that? I listened to Pitbull. That's what I did. Yeah, so he was unbelievable. He's got great endurance, man. I'll tell you. Unbelievable endurance, that guy is.
Now, Coach Reid, he looks a little unassuming, but apparently he's hip, listens to Pitbull, and didn't get enough sleep last night.
No, he waited a long time for that.
Yeah, he did.
When you wait that long, you just got to do whatever you want.
Yeah, it was awesome to see.
Soak it all
deserved.
in.
Yeah.
Who's Pitbull?
We'll get to that later,
not as hip, but maybe.
Well, temperatures will start falling below freezing over the next few hours and probably stay below freezing, although still slightly above average all the way through the end of the week. Look for high temperatures tomorrow to be in the upper 20s. We'll see a mix of clouds and some sunshine, and the 7 to 10 day forecast does call for some snow chances about every other day. It looks like Wednesday night into Thursday, Sunday, and then Tuesday, and Wednesday night into Thursday of next week. Notice those high temperatures right around freezing. Nothing really out of the ordinary for this time of year.
All right, Gary, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
And have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.